everyone. This is gonna be my Draw My Life video, so let's go. All right, so I was born on May 12th, 1989. There's my attempt at drawing myself as a baby. My eyes shouldn't be red, they should be brown, but whatever. I was supposed to be a boy, actually. My parents actually were surprised when I came out as a girl. My poor mom was fun fact, was in labor with me for 5 whole entire days. And I was a cesarean baby, so when I came out, my dad was like, holy shit, why is she? Actually, I wasn't blue, I was gray. So everyone thought I was dead for a little bit, but I'm not. Well, there I am again. Oh, okay, so my mom wanted me to make sure that I embarrassed myself and told this story about how I decided to take my own poo and my mom wouldn't wake up from a nap, and I decided to throw the shit everywhere, all over myself, all over my bedroom. Okay, so now that I'm done embarrassing myself, one cool part about my childhood is that my dad actually used to work for the New York Mets, and the first time I actually was in a magazine was when it was Family Day, and I ran around the diamond, and I don't know why my bat looks like a penis, but that's my artistic skill for you. Let's see what comes next now. My first best friend in the entire world is my favorite cousin, Allie, and we're only about 6 months apart. She's born in September, I'm born in May, and we've literally been inseparable since, I guess we wanted the same hair. We've been inseparable since the day we were born. I don't know how to talk about my sad parts of my life. This is gonna be hard. You know, my childhood wasn't, the greatest. I had a pretty terrible dad, and by the time I was 4, my parents split up because he would, come home and rant about stupid things like the house being dirty when it wasn't, and he was just a complete asshole. Just the worst dad you could possibly imagine. So my mom made sure she took me out of that environment, and we went to the next best place, and it was to my grandma's. She's my absolute best friend in the entire world. She took care of me better than anyone, let me put crazy makeup on her. I slept in bed with her every night, and she was my best friend, from day one. I've never actually had one place that I could call home. When I was little, my parents went through a pretty shitty custody battle, and my dad actually, he paid off the judge to make sure that I stayed with him during the off season, and he walked in pretty much with 4 attorneys, and my mom walked in with 1, so needless to say, she lost, and that made her really sad. See, there she's crying. So what she did to protect me was she moved back into the original house that I was born in, which was known as Cook Street by everybody. And despite all the bad shit that I went through, my mom did everything in her power, literally everything in her power, to make, my childhood as normal as possible. Like, she'd make macaroni for me every night, which is the best. And then, I guess my first, socialization was my grammar school, Crestwood, that I went to my entire life. I played basketball, and that's my attempt at basketball. And then Heather called this my egg, which is the soccer ball, and I did dance. And my mom always had me in extracurricular activities because she wanted to, like I said, make my childhood as, normal as possible. My favorite sport that I ever played, though, was basketball, absolutely, and I was actually really good at it. I've always been number 2, and cool fun fact, I fucked up there. I was number 2, and they retired my number, actually, when I was like 13, so that's really cool. My life did take a turn for the better. When I was in 4th grade, my mom met my really, really fucking awesome stepdad who, despite, having a biological father, he loved me unconditionally like I was his own, and I call him dad, and he took me to all the father-daughter dances in high school, and he really does, for all the shit that my parents have been through, he really loves my mom, pretty unconditionally, and she loves him just as much back. But we pretty fast became a little family, which was awesome. So my first academic, accomplishment as a little kid that totally had a huge impact on, my career today. I'd lost my uncle when I was younger to, severe drug use, and he was actually who I wrote my essay about. And, in the DARE program, at school you had to write, why drugs were bad or why you wouldn't do them. And, my parents were really proud of me because I really did. I made an impact on a lot of people, and it's kind of weird that I'm a substance abuse counselor now, so I guess you always know what you're gonna do. Oh my God, St. Anthony's was my favorite place ever. And my life changed when I met a long-haired, nerdy girl. This one fucking bitch was picking on her actually during, gym. There's my stupid side bun again, whatever. And she was in the goalie, this girl named Stephanie Conti. Yeah, I'm gonna call you a bitch. She got peed on, by the way. And she was being mean to Danielle, so I kicked the soccer ball right at her, and she like cursed me out. And she probably doesn't remember this, but I hated her from day one. But so then after I went into the locker room, and you know, this, like I said, long-haired nerdy girl named Danielle thanked me for sticking up for her, and we are literally still best friends till this day. She's my first best friend in high school. And what's really cool about that was we started to grow into a group called Time After Time, and see all these other bitches there growing and growing. And they're the best friends that anybody could ask for in the entire world. We're stupid. We had a tradition. It was called penis platter nights. There's my dick. And it started with one of our friends had gotten broken up with, so I made a penis cake. And it was just to basically be stupid or get over stupid boys. But yeah, on my end, yeah, boys, I always had a boyfriend, which is really funny, but I never realized that I just had so much shit going on in my brain that like it stuck in my subconscious that they never worked out. I just thought it was, you know, something wrong with me, and then I'm like, well, why am I thinking of laundry and homework during sex? Oh, maybe something's up. Nope, didn't think about that. Then when I became a Bobcat and went to Quinnipiac University, my entire life actually changed because one, I had this little nugget that was born into our family. Her name is Danielle Rose, another baby cousin. It's so strange. I'm so happy that my aunt actually adopted her, you know, from a pretty shitty situation, but she's 8 now. It's fucking crazy how fast time actually goes. But like I said, Quinnipiac University, I experienced so many great people, and I joined sorority, Kappa Alpha Theta. Love all of you girls still so incredibly much. And then, oh god, and yeah, hockey was my favorite, and Toads and Aunchies and anybody who goes there. Oh, don't forget Whitbag. The biggest experience, it was most influential in my time there. Here's my attempt at a phone. I was so stressed. It was finals week, and I called my mom. I'm like, hey, sorry, it's 3 o'clock, but I have to tell you something, and I think I'm gay. Shit. She was like, okay, we'll talk about this, when you come home. And I was so fucking nervous, and then, I walked through the door, and my parents were just basically like, we love you for you, and it doesn't matter. So I was like, okay, well, maybe gay is all right a little bit. After being in a couple of relationships that I completely demolished and fucked up, I realized that I really needed to make some serious changes, and the root to all my problems was my fucking abusive father. So my biggest change and the hardest change was because how mean he is and selfish, I had to end all ties. Which then I said, literally brought me to the next stage of my life was my master's program. I had, a bachelor's in criminal justice and psych, and I realized how I so want to help other people, and I started my route to becoming a psychologist. Oh, and look at this. Oh, here we go. Here's where, my life really started. So I'm at this bar one day, and it's Pride, and it's June 8th of 2013. Yeah. And I see this big booty hoe, and I look over, and I'm like, oh, yeah, there's her Gucci belt. Tool. And I'm like, oh, my God. There's my... Oh, no, I'm sorry. My hair's longer now because I'm, an adult. But I'm like, oh my God, I love her, and I need to do her. Please do me. We actually snowballed pretty fast. We, went to Lavo on our first date, and funny fact about it, she lost a piece of her hair that I had to hide. We've fallen out. And then my first son was born. That's not a cat, I swear to God, it's a dog. My little Oliver Winston. He looks like a cat, but it's a dog. My little Oliver Winston. He came along. Then Heather was extremely supportive, and so supportive that, about a year later, we got another dog. Her name is Missy. She's an English bulldog. And not too long after, about a year and a half, we decided to move in together. It's my attempt at a key. And that's when my family started. And I started to actually feel whole, for the very first time. Dealing with abandonment issues. When you have a family, it really does, it helps. So I guess, that's pretty much it. But the next stage of my life, I think, this part goes out to Heather, just to, help you out a little bit, and 3 carrots, and just saying. Maybe, hint, just a little cushion cut ring, maybe, just to show that you'll, love me always. Just saying, just a little quick hint. But anyway, so that was my really quick version of my life, the things that I've been through, and just, it made me realize that, like I said, even though life is really hard sometimes, it doesn't matter, because you just have to make sure that you you really make the change, because only you can do that, you can only change it. So you have to make positive changes and move forward, and you got to make the most of every single day, because you never know when it's literally going to be your last. So thank you guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, share it, and please do subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Why would you fucking say that to anybody? I don't know. And I fucking agreed with her. It almost took like 10-15 minutes for it to